Hello guys, welcome to our day 2 Python tutorial class for absolute beginners. So in our day 2 class we'll be talking about or we'll be discussing what about variables and types of variables we have in Python. Okay, so first of all, a variable, what is variable? We have the undefined variable, types of variable, declaration and initializations of variables, rules to declare a variable. So these are the topics or what we're discussing under variables. Okay, in section 2, data types. Data types in Python. We have about or more data types in variable. What we're discussing, we're just discussing 9, or we're talking about 9 of them here because these 9 are the most important and essential types of data types in Python. One is immutable and immutable data type. Second is the sequence and non-sequence data type. Third is the Python data type categories. The fourth one is the text-based data type. Fifth is numeric or number data type. Alphanumeric, as we all know in the basic computer um, class we had in our secondary school days or primary school days. They have the sequence data type. Then seven, we have the mapping data type. We have the set data type, and we have the boolean data type. Okay, so let's quickly go back to what is variable. Variable Variable value may change its value during program execution. So this is when, like, we talk about the ints when you want to probably you want your machine to perform some arithmetic operation for you. You have to pass the result or the inputs to an int. So your computer will know that okay, you want to perform some arithmetic operation. So this is also applicable to variables. Say if you want to change the value, use append. So we're talking much about that. We're talking about that mostly in a subsequent class. So just bear in mind that variable value may change, or the value of variable may change its value during the program execution if we actually want to. Then this is the main definition of variable. Variable is a container like a box in which we can store anything. Like an example, when you get when you get let's say you get a matches box. Yes, you have a matches box. Those matches stick inside of it is called the value. That's what we call the value. Then the matches box itself is the variable because it contains a value inside of it. Contains a value inside of it. Another example is when you get okay, your clothes box, where you keep your clothes. The box where you keep your clothes is what we call a variable because it stores value, and the clothes inside of it is the value. That is what we call variable in programming languages. So we have a different way to declare variables in Python and in other languages like C++, PHP, and JavaScript, and also in CSS. Okay, the variable is a definer. You have to declare then initialize the variable. Now, the one we actually looked at variables and how to declare variables. When you give your variable a val name of num1, then you give it the value of 43. And we also went ahead to give a variable of num2 and the value of 2.2. 212.4. So this is a float. And this is an integer. Is an integer and is a float. So this is more about variable. Okay, here we're talking about undefined variable. The variable that you do not declare and initialize that variable, and if you want to call that variable. So undefined variable. Okay, let's just complete this. So you will get an error message. Variable may not define that is undefined variable. Example, print age, error will display because no variable was declared. Let's say you want to declare a variable and probably you didn't give a value. So you didn't give a var, you didn't declare a var. So you want to print the value. Definitely you're going to run into an error. You're going to have this error message display on your screen. You're going to have the error message display on your screen because now you need to declare a variable where you have to put in probably like we did in day one. You have to put the variable like num1. Then you put in your value, which is inputs, where it has your users to input their number. So that's what we call um, variable. So undefined variable here is the opposite when you probably didn't assign any variable to that particular value and you want to print out the value. So it won't be possible because there is nothing for you to call. There is no function or no statement for you to call to print out that particular value for you. So you're going to run into an error which will be displayed on your screen with this message here. Error will be displayed. No variable was declared. So here we have types of variable in Python. We have two types of variable in Python. One is the global. Okay, the global variable, the variable that is declared outside of any specific block of code. It has global scope from anywhere we can call it. So this global variable is the variable where you can actually call out from like you can actually call it from any specific block of code. Most especially we see this when we try to declare a statement, then we use the if statement, else, elif, and the rest of that. That is where we use these global variables a lot. So when you have to declare the variable, then you go to the if statement and you begin to do a statement like the while loop, for loop, and the rest of that. So we'll be talking about this subsequently in the future. So the local variable here, the local variable that is declared inside of any specific block of code, it have a limited scope. We can only call from each specific block of code in which it is declared. Okay, so this local type of variable here, you don't probably you can just write can just declare it on line one and you want to call it from the if statement, no, or you can declare it in the if statement and you can call it in line one, no, you have to call the variable in that specific inside the specific block of code, inside that particular specific block of code, you're actually declaring that variable. Okay, we have declaration and initialization of variables. Declaration, when you write a name of variable according to rules and regulations without providing a value, is called declaration of variable. When you just declare what you just say, okay, num1 without assigning any value, that's what called declaration. You just declared a variable, but you're yet to give it a value. So that's if you want to print it, you're gonna run into an error because there is no value. So initialization is after the declaration, you need to provide a value to the declared variable. To assign a value to assign a value to a variable is called initialization. So initialization, declaration initialization is when you declare a variable and you give it a value. Like you declare num1 and give it a value of probably when you want to do you want to use the if statements when we talk about the voting age and the user's age. When you declare a variable that okay, voter's age is supposed to be 18 and above, and you have to ask the user for their age, and probably the user puts in 17 years, and you want to call out that value. You just say, oh, user, you're not up to 18, so you can vote or you're not allowed to vote. So that is the full definition or the full picture of this declaration and systemization of variable. So when you declare variable, you give it a value, or you declare variable num1, you ask the user for the input. That particular input is what we call the value. You have actually assigned a value to that declaration you just made. Okay, rules to declare a variable. This is where we will all get it wrong. This is where we all get it wrong, most especially in Python. no white space between two words such as first name and last name. If you're actually coming from another programming world, or probably you're a front end developer, you know much about HTML, hypertext markup language. Um, HTML says one of the syntax or the rules of HTML says white space doesn't matter. Like you can give a whole lot of white space, but it doesn't matter. Here in Python, it do matters a lot. So when declaring a variable, you need to have this at the back of your mind that white space matters a lot in Python. Even when you declare some statements, you're giving the statement, the if statement, while loop, for loop, and the rest of that. And if you're from HTML word or the front end word, you're gonna run into an error a lot because Python white space matters a lot. White space matters a lot in Python. So this example here, no space between two words such as first name and last name. Also, especially when you want to get the value from your user, you want to get their information like first name and their last name, and probably you want to indicate that this portion here is for your first name, this other portion is for your last name, and you're from HTML, you want to put it like this, you're gonna run into an error. Okay, so next one here is no special character except the underscore, and I gave an example here. So here we talk about no space between two words, right? So how can you do it? Like how will you do it when you want to specify that this is your first name and this is your last name, first of all, your last name and your first name. So here you can see that there is no special character except the underscore. So this is how you could put um two or three more characters together. Probably first name, last name, and the rest of that. You want to put in your first number, last number, country code, and so that anything that has to do with two characters, you want to merge two characters together, you use the underscore to merge two characters together in Python. If not, you're going to run into an error message. Okay, so here so you can collection of alphabets, you can collect a collection of numeric. So in this particular rules in Python, in declaring variables, sorry, in Python, it allows you to combine both the number and the alphabets and numbers together. So a number computer language we call it alphanumeric, where you have to combine um, combine alphabets with a number together. So it gives you alphanumeric. So you can actually do that in Python um, while declaring variables. So you see now, day one, we use this number one a lot. We use this number one a lot where you want to tell the user this is where you put in your first number, number one, number two, and you perform some arithmetic operations there. So let's say is no reversed word. No reverse word. Like I said this earlier, we said this in our day one, I was still saying it again. No reverse word. You can use a reserved word. You can use a reserved word like else, if, elif, through yes, no, or and all those things are special characters in Python. You can use those words to declare a variable. You're gonna run into an error, a whole lot of errors. So you can use reserved words. So I'll just take out my time to give us at least 50 or 60% of all the reserved words in Python. So when declaring a variable, you don't. You can use anything as a variable. You can use any name, anything as a variable. You might even use the name as a variable, but you can use all this, you can use any reserved word or the reserved words in Python to declare a variable. Next, you can use numbers in variable. Example like number one, two, and three, like we have discussed earlier. You cannot use number at the beginning of a variable. Example, you want to put one num. In Python, you can do that. Probably in other programming words you might, but in Python, you can do that. You're going to run into an error. And lastly here, Python used to declare a variable. Used to declare a variable in Python. It's case sensitive. It's very sensitive. A lot like we say, Python is an interpreted language. It's not a compiled language. So it interprets whatever you're doing immediately without you debugging or running other things and the rest of that. So it's very sensitive. It's very, very sensitive. So this case sensitive, it's very, very, very important. I've seen a whole lot of programmers actually run into these errors a lot when they declare a variable using the cap, and when they want to call out that variable, they want to print out that statement, it will be giving them another reason because of a case sensitive. So if you want to declare a variable, just know that case is very case sensitive. Very case sensitive. Like example here, we have name and we have name. So this name here this name here is a capital letter. And this one is a smaller letter here. So you have to bear this in mind when declaring variables. So this is all about variables, data types, and the rest of that. So in our next class, we'll be going more into practicals about variables and data type. So if you can understand or know the rules or know more about variables, I think you need to understand the 50%, you understand 50% of programming language or 50% basics of the programming language. So these are the main things about programming language where we do get um, things errors, where we do get errors. So once you can understand this, probably believe me, you're already 50%. Um, you already understood 50% of that particular language you are learning. So in this case, this is Python. So you know this, I would say you've understood 50% of the basics of Python. So you can literally declare variables and write other codes.